Video lecture number 17, Indian Weavers by Sarojini Naidu. Hello dear friends and dear students. In my last video lecture, I discussed the poem Indian Weavers by the famous Indian poet Sarojini Naidu line by line in detail. Today too, I will continue with the same poem and I will discuss the poetic devices and the figures of speech in the poem Indian Weavers by the poet Sarojini Naidu. So friends, open your textbook of English and see the poem Indian Weavers on page number 100. Or you can also see the lines and read the poem on the screen in front of you. Dear friends, first we'll discuss the rhyming words or the pairs of the rhyming words. Now there can be one activity that can be asked on rhyming words. The activity like pick out the rhyming words from the above poem or find out the pairs of the rhyming words in the above poem. So out of these two activities, anyone can be asked on rhyming words. So let's discuss the rhyming words first. Now what is rhyming words? The words ending with the same sound used at the end of the line are rhyming words. The words ending with the same sound used at the end in the line of a poem are called rhyming words. So there are two most important things about rhyming words. Number one, rhyming words are always used there at the end of the line in a poem. And number two, they end with the same sound and not with the same alphabet. Now in this poem, various rhyming words are used. I tell you the stanza wise. First stanza or the rhyming words in the first stanza are day, gay, wild, child. In the second stanza, night, bright, green, queen. In the third stanza, still, chill, cloud, shroud. Now one thing you have to take into account while writing the pairs of the rhyming words, and that is while writing the pairs of the rhyming words, you have to write the first word that comes first in the line of the poem. After that you have to use dash and then write the next word rhyming with this word that comes after it. For example, here in this poem in the first stanza, in first line at the end, day, this word comes in the end first. In the second line, the word gay comes. So the pair of the rhyming words should be like this: day dash gay. So this is the way of writing the pairs of the rhyming words. Now let's turn towards another thing, another poetic device, and that is rhyme scheme. Now what is a rhyme scheme? You can be asked one activity based on rhyme scheme like Give the rhyme scheme of the above stanza. So, as far as rhyme scheme is concerned, you have to understand first what is rhyme scheme. So, what is rhyme scheme? See, rhyme scheme and the rhyming words are completely two different things. Rhyming words are completely different from the rhyme scheme, but the rhyming words make the rhyme scheme, but the rhyming words create the rhyme scheme. So what is rhyme scheme? The way the rhyming words are used in the poem is the rhyme scheme, or the pattern of using the rhyming words in the poem is a rhyme scheme. So you have to understand this difference between the rhyming words and the rhyme scheme. So rhyming words are completely different from the rhyme scheme, but the rhyming words make the rhyme scheme. Now, what is the rhyme scheme of the first stanza and how to find it out? From the point of view of finding out the rhyme scheme, or to understand the rhyme scheme, you have to go there at the end of every line of the poem or the stanza. You have to locate for the rhyming words, and you have to mark, or you have to number that particular rhyming word with the alphabets, or you have to number those rhyming words with the alphabets like A, B, or C, or D. For example, in the line, a particular line ends with the particular sound, or the particular rhyming word ends with the particular sound. For it, you have to number as A. If the second line ends with the same rhyming word, or the having the particularly, you may say, the second line ends with such a rhyming word that ends with the same sound, then again you can number it A. But if this line ends with another rhyming words, or another rhyming word that ends with the different sound than the earlier rhyming word, then you can give, or you will have to give another number in the form of alphabet B, or give it the new number of B. Likewise, you have to number the rhyming words with the alphabets like A, B, C, D, like this. The most important thing as far as the rhyme scheme is concerned is that there is no fixed pattern of rhyme scheme. It depends on the poem and the poet what rhyme scheme is to be used by the poet in that poem. So rhyme schemes can be like AA, BB, CC, DD. Rhyme scheme can be like AA, BB. Rhyme scheme can be like AB, AB, CC. Rhyme schemes can be like this: ABC, ABC, DD. So these are the different types of rhyme schemes, and these rhyme schemes are used appropriately by the poet in the poem as per the need of that poem. Now another most important thing to test whether you have found out the correct rhyme scheme or not is the number of the alphabets in your rhyme scheme should be same as the number of the lines in the stanza. Means if you want to test whether you have found out the correct rhyme scheme or not, you have to just count the alphabets in the rhyme scheme. So the numbers of the alphabets in the rhyme scheme and the numbers of the lines in the stanza should be same. If they differ, then your rhyme scheme is wrong or incorrect one. So what is the rhyme scheme of the first stanza in this poem? I tell you, see, the first line ends with the sound or with the word day, so we give it the number A. Second line ends with gay, means it ends, this word gay ends with the same sound just like the word in the earlier line, so we give it the same number A. The third line ends with wild. Now here this wild, this word ends with the sound and it is quite different than the sound of the earlier words, so we have to give it a new number and that is B. Fourth line again ends with child, so it is again just like the last or the previous line, so we have to give it the same number B. So the rhyme scheme of this first stanza is A B B. Again, what is the rhyme scheme of the second stanza? The rhyme scheme of the second and the third stanza is also same. It is A B B. So in this poem, the same pattern of rhyme scheme A B B is used for all stanzas. So here we have finished rhyme scheme. Now let's turn towards the figures of speech. We'll discuss the figures of speech line by line. So friends, first see the first line. Weavers weaving at break of day. In this line, two figures of speech are used. Number one, alliteration. How alliteration is here? Here, the sound of W is repeated pleasingly. Now, this W is to be written into single inverted comma. In the same line, weavers weaving at break of day, there is another figure of speech and that is metaphor. How metaphor is here? Here, the time of the day, that is break of day, indicates the first stage of human life, that is birth or childhood, and so there is metaphor. Now line number 2. Why do you weave a garment so gay? Why do you weave a garment so gay? In this line, again the figure of speech is alliteration. Here, the sound of W is repeated pleasingly. Now third line. Blue as the wing of a halcyon wild. Blue as the wing of a halcyon wild. In this line, there are two figures of speech. One, alliteration. Here, the sound of W is repeated pleasingly. Now, another figure of speech in the same line is simile. How simile is here? Here, the color of the garment, that is blue, is directly compared with the wing of a wild halcyon by using the word as. By using the word as. As is to be written into single inverted comma. Now see the next line. Weavers weaving at fall of night. In this line also there are two figures of speech. Number one, alliteration. Again here the sound of W is repeated pleasingly. And another figure of speech in the same line is metaphor. Now how metaphor is there? Here the fall of night indicates the second stage of human life, that is the adulthood or the romantic young age. So here the time of the day, that is fall of night, indicates the second stage of man's life, that is the adulthood or the romantic young age. So there is metaphor. Another line, another figure of speech. Why do you weave a garment so bright? Alliteration. In this line the sound of W is repeated pleasingly. W is to be written into single inverted comma. Another word, another line. Like the plums of a peacock, purple and green. Like the plums of a peacock, purple and green. Here there are two figures of speech. One, alliteration. How? Here the sound of P is repeated pleasingly. See the words plums, peacock, purple. So here is alliteration. Here the sound of P is repeated pleasingly. Another figure of speech in the same line is simile. How simile is here? Here the color of the garment, that is purple and green, is directly compared with the plums of a peacock by using the word like. This word like should be written into single inverted comma. Single inverted comma. Now see the next line. Weavers weaving solemn and still. Again here alliteration. Here the sound of W is repeated pleasingly. And another one, the repetition of the sound of S is also there. So how can you write here alliteration? Or how can you write the explanation of alliteration? Alliteration underline dash. Here the sounds of W and S are repeated pleasingly. Here the sounds of W and S are repeated pleasingly. So two sounds are repeated here. The sound of W and sound of S. Now another line. What do you weave in the moonlight chill? In this line also there are two figures of speech. Number one, alliteration. How alliteration is here? Here the sound of W is repeated pleasingly. And another figure of speech is metaphor. How metaphor is here? Here the moonlight chill means the cold moonlit night indicates the third or the last stage of man's life, that is death or old age. So here in this line the words moonlight chill, that is the cold moonlit night, indicates the third or the last stage of human life, and that is death or old age. Now see the next line. White as a feather and white as a cloud. White as a feather and white as a cloud. In this line, there are two figures of speech. One is repetition. Here, in this line, the words white as a are repeated for emphasis. Now another figure of speech in the same line is simile. How simile is here? Here the color of the cloth or the garment, that is white. Here the color of the cloth or the garment, that is white, is directly compared to a feather and a cloud by using the word as. So friends, here we have finished the figures of speech. Now let's discuss imagery. Imagery in the poem, or the use of images in the poem. So let's understand first what is imagery. Imagery is the use of figurative language. It is used to produce picture in the mind of the reader. Imagery is used to produce picture with the help of words in the mind of the reader. In simple words, imagery means creating a real lifelike picture with the help of words in writing or a poem and in the mind of the readers. I make it again simple. Imagery means creating or producing a real or a lifelike picture with the help of words in a poem or in a piece of writing and in the mind of the readers at the time of reading it. In imagery, different figures of speech can be used. Sometimes similes can be used in imagery. In this poem, Indian viewers, various images are used, and these images are: at break of day, a garment so gay, blue as the wings of halcyon wild, at fall of night, a garment so bright, like the plumes of a peacock, purple and green, the marriage veils of a queen, solemn and still, in the moonlight chill, etc. These are the various images used in this poem. So when we read the poem, we find, or while reading the poem line by line, we find that the same break of the day is there in front of us. It is the morning when we start reading of the poem and read the first stanza, or when we read the first stanza and start reading, weavers weaving at a break of day, why do you weave a garment so gay, blue as the wing of a halcyon wild, we weave the robes of a newborn child. While reading this, we experience and we feel as if it is the break of day, it is the time of morning, and the weavers are weaving a very charming and beautiful clothes, just like the blue wings of a kingfisher. So this is what the power of imagery. While reading this stanza, this picture is produced in our mind that it is the time of morning, it is the break of day, and the weavers are weaving a very charming and beautiful garment, just like the blue wings of a kingfisher or a halcyon. So this is what the imagery is. So friends, we should stop here. In my next video lecture, I will discuss the brainstorming section and the poetic appreciation of this poem. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.